Bienvenidos amigos, it's Our Mexican here with a brand new video. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. And in this video, I am in the goats enclosure. So we got Bucky over there and we have Steve down here. Now why I'm in here is because in this video, I'm going to be telling you guys 5 things that you should know before buying your very own goats. Now if you're thinking about buying your own goats or building your own farm or whatever the case may be, and you want goats but you don't know where to start, well, you are in the right place. And I also have another video that you guys can check out, 10 things you should know before buying chickens. So if you guys are also interested in buying chickens but you don't know what to do, I have that video as well, so make sure to go check that out. But without further ado, let's get right into today's video. So the first thing, and I think one of the most important things, is that you should get a pair, 2 or more. Now before I say anything, look at that sky, that looks pretty cool. But yeah, goats, when they're lonely or they're depressed, they won't die, but they won't thrive either. It is not something that I recommend just getting one goat, because they're just not going to have the best life. This is benefits for the goats and for you. The goats will be nice, happy, healthy lives. They'll be with each other. For whatever reason, they're scared or something, they always have each other to accompany, to hide next to just be with each other. These brothers, they absolutely love each other. Though they always fight and they always roughhouse and stuff, they're still brothers that love each other. So don't just get one goat, get 2 or more goats. This is actually probably the most important thing you should know before buying your own goats. Now the second thing you should know about goats is that they are basically kids. Another name for goats is kids, and this is because they behave like kids, they misbehave like kids, and in most cases they yell like kids, which is how Bucky was yelling earlier. They will yell to try to get your attention. They will yell because you're not letting them do something and they're just mad at you, or they will just yell because they're annoying, they're hungry, they're thirsty, whatever the case may be. But just know that their behaviors are like kids, they're like little children. So just be prepared that they will misbehave like children. If you tell them to stop doing something, or if you push them away, they're just gonna go back into it, and you just gotta be prepared with it. Like if you have little toddlers and they don't listen, same thing with the goats. They don't listen and they're like little kids as well. All right, for the third point, it is that their living area must be nice and fun for them. Now, like I mentioned in the last point, they're like kids, so they need to have some sort of activities. I'm sure you can find wood pieces around your house, extra stuff around your house that you can make little obstacle courses, a little playground. We put a wagon that they jump and fight. We sometimes put a nice long piece of wood against these 2 things, and they will jump and they will walk on it like a tightrope. We have this that they jump on. And then especially we have this playground, they go up the stairs, they go down the slide, they'll be up here, they will fight for whoever comes up here. And yeah, you don't necessarily need a playground, but something to make activities for them. And then just constantly be changing up the play area. So if you guys see them and they're a little bit bored or something, you can come out here in their enclosure and you can, it almost made me fall. You can change their area, move around some wood pieces, make a new obstacle course, make something fun, and they will most likely go and try to figure out what you did, and they're gonna go and entertain themselves. So yes, their living area. And also, you can get a water thing just like this. It is nice. You can fill this up and it'll automatically go into this little bowl. The more they drink, the more water will go down. And we have it under this piece of wood because when they fight, or when they fight next to it, they'll most likely knock down the water. So you should have a heavy thing on top of it or something next to it to where they won't drop it. And for the food buckets, we have 2 separate baskets, and they each have 1, so that way they're not always fighting for one, and that way the older one can let the younger one eat. Because when we only had 1, Steve, the older one, would sometimes not let Bucky eat, and so he would end up being a little bit more hungry than Steve. That's why we have 2 different buckets, and we fill them evenly so that they can each have the same amount of food. And then of course a nice shaded area. Now if you're gonna have a box like this, but see these holes, they can probably fall down, you should put some sort of platforms on top, because they are most likely gonna climb up there. They are curious little animals. Like I said, they're kids, and you should have a nice shaded area. Now we have this area over here, a nice big shaded area to keep from the rain, to keep from the sun. But if for any major cases rain still ends up coming in here, we have this little thing. It is sort of levitated off the ground, and we have a nice and comfortable blanket. This is where they sleep. This is where they hide if they are feeling a little bit scared. So this is their little sleeping area. And look, Steve, I think he's about to jump this. So yes, they are, look, there he goes up there. So yes, they are kids, they are fun to have, but just make sure you have the right necessities. Again, a tire back there, just a nice living area for your goats. And then finally, for the living area, make sure you keep it nice and clean. So there's a lot of poop on the ground, so I have to poop scoop that in a bit. So you can hear my rooster in the distance, he's crowing. But you just make sure that your area is clean. In the last video, I did show you guys my chicken poop scooper. It was like this gray thing and also a black bucket. So I poop scoop, it's like I sweep it into one big pile. I put it all into a bucket and I go put it outside in our composting area. And yes, I will make a video on how to compost if you guys do want me to. But yeah, number 3 is to make sure the living area is nice, clean, and fun for them. Now, number 4 is that goats do shed their hair a lot. So how to fix that is you will notice that they're leaning and walking against the fence to try to help them with their shedding. But over here as well, my dad very securely drilled a brush into this wooden pole that helps keep their little shed up. And he made it nice and firm. It is a very nice, thick, big brush, so that way they can walk against it and helps them shed. Hello, Bucky. And also make sure you make it nice and firm if you're doing something like this, because they will fight it. But yes, and another way you can fix that is by getting a brush just like this. You can get this pretty cheap off of Dollar Tree, Family Dollar. I'm pretty sure they're pretty cheap. And you just go, look, he's not letting me. You just go and you brush with the hair. You brush with the hair, nice and firm. See all that loose hair? You just get it. You just go for it. Sometimes they will fight you. And look at all that. Look at all that I just got. So yeah, just be constantly cleaning their hair. Yes, it's gonna be your turn a little bit. Right now it is springtime, almost summertime over here in Texas, so it gets pretty hot. And when they shed, all that extra hair on their body just makes it a lot more hot for them to live. So this also helps them be nice and cool in the hot climate. Now finally, number 5 is that you should let your goats out to graze. Now you can tell this enclosure is pretty big. That's the activity center, and then back here is just a nice area that they could just walk around. There's a bunch of grass here for them to graze, but I don't just do that. I let them out. I let them out into our full property back there, and I let them graze back there. I have made a whole vlog video on them grazing, so that's basically just how it is. I let them out for 1 to 2 hours. I try to do that every day so that they can go out, get different nutrients, get different grass, leaves off of small, short trees, and that they can also go and run around, get some exercise, and play with each other for about an hour to 2 every day. Now today's probably about to rain, so I might not be able to get them to graze today, but I did hang out with them today. Try to let them out to graze every day. Unless you're busy, unless it's raining, unless there's some sort of storm or whatever. Unless you really can't, then no. But if you can, then just try to. They will love it, and they will love you. They love grazing. And yeah, number 5 is to let them graze, because it helps them get different nutrients and different vegetation for their body. But anyways, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys did learn something, and I hope you guys do take this into action. Now you know a little bit more about goats than you did before. I hope you guys did enjoy it, and I hope you guys did learn something new. Yeah, make sure to like this video, subscribe if you have not yet, comment any other video ideas you guys have for me. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until next time, adios amigos, peace!